Lilia Prado was born on March 30, 1928 in the small town of Sahuayo, Michoacán, Mexico, a region known for its rich cultural traditions and close-knit communities. Growing up in provincial Mexico during the 1930s, young Lilia harbored dreams that extended far beyond the boundaries of her hometown. From an early age, she was captivated by the world of performance, dreaming of becoming a dancer and traveling the world to showcase her talent on international stages. However, her aspirations faced significant obstacles within her own family. Her father, a strict and traditional man, firmly refused to allow his daughter to study music or dance, viewing such pursuits as inappropriate for a respectable young woman. This paternal prohibition was typical of the conservative social attitudes prevalent in rural Mexico during that era, where women's roles were tightly circumscribed, and artistic careers were often considered disreputable. Determined to forge her own path and gain financial independence, Lilia made a practical decision that would ultimately change the trajectory of her life. The family relocated to Mexico City, the bustling capital that was rapidly becoming the center of Latin American film production. In this vibrant metropolis far from the restrictive atmosphere of provincial life, Lilia found work as a telephone operator, a respectable occupation that allowed her to earn her own money and begin making autonomous decisions about her future. Breaking into cinema. The year 1946 marked the pivotal turning point in Lilia Prado's life, when journalist Javier Campos recognized something special in the young woman and took her to the set of Bel Ami at the prestigious Estudios Azteca. This introduction to the world of Mexican cinema came at an opportune moment, as the industry was experiencing its golden age, producing films that would captivate audiences throughout Latin America and beyond. Prado's entry into film was humble, beginning with work as an extra, one of the countless faces and crowd scenes that populated Mexican cinema. Her early appearances in La Barca de Oro (1947) and Soy Charo de Rancho Grande (1947), when uncredited with her name absent from the official cast lists. These anonymous roles were the standard entry point for aspiring actors, and Prado accepted them as necessary steps toward her ultimate goal. The trajectory of her career accelerated when she won a beauty contest, an achievement that opened doors in an industry that prized physical attractiveness alongside talent. This victory gave her the opportunity to pursue formal acting training, and she began taking classes with the renowned theater director and playwright Celestino Gorostiza, one of Mexico's most respected drama. Gorostiza quickly recognized that Prado possessed genuine talent beyond her striking beauty. He became one of her earliest champions, though he harbored mixed feelings about her career choice. When Prado decided to focus on cinema rather than theater, Gorostiza famously lamented, "The cinema won a star but the stage lost a good actress." This observation proved prophetic, as Prado would indeed become one of Mexican cinema's brightest stars, though theatrical stages would be deprived of her considerable gifts. Rise to stardom. Lilia Prado's breakthrough came in 1949 when she received her first starring role in Confidencias de un ruletero, Confessions of a Taxi Driver, appearing opposite the popular comic actor Resorts. This film marked her transition from anonymous extra to leading lady, demonstrating that she could carry a film and hold audience attention. The following years proved crucial in establishing Prado as a major star. In 1950, she appeared in Las Mujeres de mi General, The Women of My General, followed by El Gavilán Polero, The Chicken Hawk in 1951. Both films paired her with Pedro Infante, one of the most beloved actors and singers in Mexican history, whose popularity was at its peak during this period. Working alongside Infante provided Prado with invaluable exposure and helped solidify her status as a leading actress in the industry. These collaborations showcased Prado's versatility and natural screen presence. She demonstrated an ability to hold her own opposite major stars, bringing depth and authenticity to her roles while maintaining the charisma and beauty that had first attracted attention. Her performances revealed a natural talent for emotional expression and an understanding of cinematic technique that belied her relatively brief training. The Buñuel era and international recognition. The most significant artistic period of Lilia Prado's career began in 1952 when she was cast by the legendary Spanish-Mexican director Luis Buñuel in Subida al cielo, Mexican Bus Ride or Ascent to Heaven. This surrealist comedy drama proved to be a watershed moment, not only showcasing Prado's acting abilities, but establishing her as a major sex symbol in Mexican and international cinema. Buñuel, already an internationally acclaimed director known for his work in Spain and France, had found refuge in Mexico following the Spanish Civil War and World War II. His distinctive artistic vision, combining surrealism with social commentary, brought a different aesthetic to Mexican cinema. In Subida al cielo, Prado played a seductive passenger who becomes the object of desire for the young protagonist during a chaotic bus journey. Her performance was both playful and provocative, cementing her image as a sensual screen presence. The film earned Prado the memorable nickname, the most beautiful legs in Mexico, a moniker that would follow her throughout her career. While such objectification might seem reductive, it reflected the genuine impact of her physical presence on screen and contributed to her bankability as a star during an era when sex appeal was explicitly marketed. Buñuel clearly valued Prado's contributions to his work, as he cast her in 2 additional films. In 1954, she appeared in Abismos de Pasión Cumbres Borrascosas / Wuthering Heights, Buñuel's Mexican adaptation of Emily Bronte's classic novel. Later that same year, she starred in La Ilusión, Viaja and Tranvía, Illusion Travels by Streetcar, a neorealist drama about streetcar workers. These collaborations with Buñuel brought Prado international recognition and artistic credibility. Working with a director of Buñuel's stature demonstrated that she was more than just a beautiful face, she was an actress capable of meeting the demands of a serious auteur. The films showcased different facets of her talent, from the gothic melodrama of Abismos de Pasión to the social realism of La Ilusión, Viaja and Tranvía. Career choices and national loyalty. By the mid-1950s, Lilia Prado had achieved sufficient fame that she received numerous offers from European and American producers eager to capitalize on her beauty and talent. The international film industry was actively recruiting Latin American talent during this period, and several Mexican stars had successfully transitioned to Hollywood or European productions. However, Prado made a decisive choice that would define the remainder of her career. She refused to learn English and firmly declined all offers to work outside Mexico. This decision was rooted in her deep commitment to Mexican cinema and her comfort working within her native language and culture. She reportedly never regretted this choice, preferring to remain a major star in Mexican cinema rather than risk becoming a minor player on the international stage. This loyalty to Mexican cinema was both principled and practical. Prado understood that the golden age of Mexican film provided her with substantial, complex roles that showcased her talents fully. She feared that working in Hollywood or Europe might typecast her in stereotypical, Latin roles that would limit rather than expand her artistic opportunities. Her decision also reflected a nationalist sentiment common among Mexican artists during this era, who took pride in the flourishing national cinema and resisted the cultural imperialism of Hollywood. Critical recognition and continued success. In 1956, Lilia Prado received perhaps the greatest professional honor of her career when she was nominated for the prestigious Ariel Award for Best Actress for her performance in Talpa. The Ariel Awards, established by the Mexican Academy of Film Arts and Sciences, represented the highest recognition within Mexican cinema, equivalent to the Academy Awards in the United States. This nomination confirmed that Prado was regarded not merely as a popular star, but as a serious actress deserving of critical acclaim. Throughout the late 1950s and into the 1960s, Prado continued to work steadily in Mexican cinema. One of her most commercially successful films came in 1961 when she starred alongside Cantinflas, Mexico's most famous comic actor in El Alphabito the Illiterate. Cantinflas, whose physical comedy and wordplay had made him an international star, brought his considerable audience to the film, and Prado's performance contributed to its box office success. This period demonstrated Prado's range as an actress. She moved fluidly between genres, from Buñuel's art films to popular comedies, from melodramas to action films. Her versatility ensured consistent employment in an industry where many actresses found their careers declining as they aged. Prado's established star power and proven ability to attract audiences made her a valuable asset to producers throughout the 1960s and beyond. Personal life and challenges. While Lilia Prado's professional life flourished during the Golden Age, her personal life presented significant challenges. In 1960, she married Gabriel España, a professional bullfighter whose career placed him in the public eye alongside his famous wife. Bullfighting occupied a central place in Mexican popular culture during this era, and bullfighters enjoyed celebrity status comparable to film stars. However, the marriage proved disastrous. The union lasted only 1 year, ending in divorce in 1961. Prado later described this period of her life as a nightmare, suggesting that the marriage involved significant personal suffering. While she never publicly detailed the specific problems that led to the divorce, her characterization indicates that the experience was traumatic. The failure of this marriage occurred during a peak period in Prado's career, requiring her to maintain her professional commitments and public image while dealing with private turmoil. The strength and resilience she demonstrated in navigating this difficult period without allowing it to derail her career speaks to her professionalism and determination. Following the divorce, Prado never remarried, instead focusing her energies on her career and maintaining her independence. This choice reflected both the pain of her failed marriage and her commitment to maintaining control over her own life, the same independence she had fought for when she first left Michoacán for Mexico City. Later career and legacy. Lilia Prado's career demonstrated remarkable longevity, spanning 5 decades from the 1940s through the 1980s. As the golden age of Mexican cinema gradually declined during the 1960s and 1970s, many stars of that era found their careers ending or being relegated to minor roles. Prado, however, continued working, adapting to changes in the industry and accepting roles in the different types of films that emerged during these transitional decades. Her final film role came in 1987 with Cinco Nacos Assault in Las Vegas, Five Lowlifes Assault Las Vegas, a comedy that represented the type of popular lower-budget film that had come to dominate Mexican cinema by that point. While far removed from the prestige productions of her golden age peak, Prado's willingness to continue working demonstrated her enduring love for her craft and her lack of pretension about the roles she accepted. In recognition of her extraordinary contributions to Mexican cinema, Prado received the Golden Ariel in 1999, a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Mexican Academy of Film Arts and Sciences. This honor acknowledged not just individual performances but the totality of her career and her impact on Mexican film culture. The following year, in 2000, the Cineteca National Film Archive held a special tribute celebrating her legacy. These late career honors confirmed Prado's position as one of the defining figures of Mexican cinema's golden age. Her films had entertained millions across Latin America and beyond, and her image had become iconic, representing a particular moment in Mexican cultural history when the national cinema competed successfully with Hollywood for audience attention and critical respect. Death and enduring impact. Lilia Prado died on May 22, 2006, in Mexico City from kidney disease at the age of 78. Her death marked the end of an era, as she was among the last surviving major stars of the Golden Age. The news of her passing prompted an outpouring of tributes from film historians, critics, and fans who recognized the magnitude of her contributions to Mexican culture. Prado's legacy extends beyond her individual filmography. She represented a particular type of Mexican femininity during the Golden Age, beautiful, sensual, but also strong and independent. Her characters often displayed agency and personality that distinguished them from simple romantic interests or decorative presences. In her collaborations with Buñuel particularly, she embodied complex female sexuality that challenged conservative Mexican social norms while remaining accessible to mainstream audiences. Her decision to remain in Mexico rather than pursue international stardom has taken on additional significance in retrospect. While some might view it as a limitation, it can also be understood as an assertion of cultural pride and a refusal to submit to Hollywood's dominance. Prado helped prove that Mexican cinema could sustain careers and produce work of international quality without requiring artists to emigrate. Today, Lilia Prado is remembered as one of the most beautiful and talented actresses of Mexico's Golden Age cinema. Her films continue to be screened at cinematheques and festivals, introducing new generations to her work. Film scholars studying this crucial period in Latin American cinema inevitably encounter Prado's performances, particularly her work with Buñuel, which remains vital to understanding the artistic possibilities of Mexican film during its peak era. From the small town of Sahuayo to the heights of Mexican cinema, from telephone operator to Golden Ariel winner, Lilia Prado's journey embodied the possibilities of Mexico's Golden Age. Her talent, beauty, and determination created a legacy that continues to resonate, reminding audiences of a time when Mexican cinema captivated the Spanish-speaking world and produced stars whose luminosity has never dimmed.